So Robert F. Kennedy finally got Secret Service protection. He wrote something here: "At long last, I've been granted Secret Service protection after 5 rejections and unfortunately took an assassination attempt to secure approval for my request. An approval that should have been granted months ago. Nevertheless, I am grateful." Hashtag Kennedy Shanahan 24. Huge news. I've caught up to President Biden in Utah. He's now in second place. 20%. Donald 49%, Joe 20%, Robert Kennedy 20%, and 11% unsure. Let's see, what else is Robert Kennedy saying? "Great meeting with former President Donald Trump. We need national unity." 5 hours ago, he just posted that. Let's see, my running mate Nicole Shanahan explains how the Kennedy-Shanahan ticket will end the chronic disease epidemic, while Bobby is focused on ending the corporate capture of our regulatory agencies. I'm going to assemble the best technologists and scientists in the world. Tag me your Trump friends. Tim Pool. I see Tim Pool. He's been pushing for a civil war for quite some time. What did they say about the protesters about Palestine? They're getting kicked out of universities. When it comes to protesters, just use violence against protesters. Who cares about the First Amendment, right? So Robert Kennedy finally has been granted Secret Service protection. This is about goddamn time, about fucking time. Jesus, Muhammad, goddamn Christ on a cracker. Out of 46 presidencies, we've had 4 presidents who have been assassinated. You had Lincoln, you had Garfield, you had McKinley, and John Fitzgerald Kennedy. John Fitzgerald Kennedy was shot. He was killed. You had the second gunman on the grassy knoll. So they pinned it on Lee Harvey Oswald, but he was up in the tower. JFK's head goes back into the left, probably by the CIA, LBJ and the CIA. And then afterwards, his brother, Robert Kennedy Sr., was going to get assassinated too. He just won the California primary. So therefore he was the presumptive Democratic nominee. Probably would have gone on to become president. Robert Kennedy Sr. was also probably killed by the CIA as well. Why do we still have the CIA? Since 1963, all the presidents have had access to the JFK assassination files, but none of the presidents have released them. This is since 1963. So you had LBJ, you had Nixon, you had Gerald Ford, all of them. They were cowards. They did not release the files. Jimmy Carter, Ronald Reagan, Bill Clinton, none of them had the courage to release the JFK files. What is in those files? How come we, the American people, are not allowed to know what happened to our president? Not Barack Obama, not George W. Bush, not George H.W. Bush, not Donald Trump, nor Joe Biden. None of these presidents have released the JFK files, every single one of them. Why not? What is it that scares our presidents so goddamn bad that they won't let us, we the people, know what happened to our president that we the people had elected in 1961? So due to the history of what has happened to the Kennedys, both Bobby and John F. Kennedy, Robert Kennedy is Bobby Kennedy's oldest son. So it's about goddamn time. It's about goddamn time that Robert Kennedy got some Secret Service protection. About goddamn time.